With all the chaos in the world at the moment, it's nice to just have a bit of peace and quiet. It's also pretty wise to brush up on those survival skills. Thankfully, the Last Caretaker from Channel 37 has you covered on both fronts, as you're jumping into a first-person survival crafting game where you're also playing as a lone robot who needs to look after human seeds and fire rockets into space. I can't think of a more relaxing holiday than being Kevin Costner's stunt double in Waterworld, as you navigate the ocean, explore facilities, hang out on oil rigs, and just enjoy that sweet serenity of finally being alone. At Gamescom, we sat down with Auntie from Channel 37 to talk about the idea for the game, how you craft a personality for a robot with no face, and also the important question, why are saunas just so good? Check it out. Welcome to Gamescom. We are here checking out The Last Caretaker with Channel 37, and I have stolen one of their devs and a wonderful scarf to talk more about the game. So, would you like to introduce yourself and tell people what you do on the game?
Hello, my name is Antti Ilves, so I'm one of the founders of the Channel 37, and we are making The Last Caretaker sci-fi survival exploration game that is coming out before end of the year.
Wonderful. My very first question is, why this setting? Why the water setting? Why this for an open world instead of the standard, different biomes kind of thing of ground, desert, forest?
From the start of the studio, we had an idea that we want to generate exploration game, and from the start, we think that it has to be a little bit different and it has to be based on physics. Yeah. And from that, we generated the idea that let's use water, let's use single boat. Things were a little bit different, but then we ended up this environment where you are a robot, you are saving the world, you are sailing this vast ocean world with your ship. So it slowly evolved to this what it is, but exploration and finding new things that interest, that makes you wonder what's behind of that, that's the carrying idea that we started the game.
Was it hard to create a emotional connection between the player and the main character when the character is a robot, and so it limits what you can kind of work with when it comes to expressions and emotions?
Good question, but I think it's otherwise it may be helpful, because if the character would be human would have a history, and this way if you are a robot, you are plate, you are empty plate that starts, and you as player you are experiencing same thing that the robot is, and we saw something, there's backstory, back history, that becomes emotional. It becomes emotional because you are reading it as a robot. Yeah. If you would be a human, you would already have a history. So I think it's more than other way, it makes it easier maybe to have a connection.
But because you have the same starting point, so you're going on the same journey together.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think it makes it stronger.
Yeah, that's a great way of looking at it. What was the approach that you took to the crafting? How important a role did you want the crafting to play in the game? Did you want it to be very deep? Did you want it to be surface level? Like, how much did it matter to the world?
It slowly evolved what it is, but one thing from the start we think that would be really important is the use of physics. Yeah. And that slowly evolved what it is, because when you pick up something, it has to feel that it can be tangibly. I can't pronounce it, sorry, English people, but it has to feel real. Yeah. So if it feels real, why not to allow recycle it? And that leads to that if I find the rubber tire, okay, you can generate rubber. Yeah. If I find the metal box, metal. If I find the kind of chair, it's plastic and fabric, for example. Yeah. And that became the kind of keystone of how we think the fabrication and recycling in our game works. So I think it evolved from use of physics to what it is.
What would you say while building this was the one core aspect that you had to get right, that you wanted to make sure that it felt correct? Was it the main character of the robot? Was it the environment of the world? Was it the crafting? Like, which bit did you think was like the thing that held everything else together?
I think you answered that already because many things. So it's not the one thing, like if you would get the recycling right, then okay, how about the physics?
Yeah.
Physics, recycling, fabrication, and one thing was big for us is that we built the world that is real, and all of those things connected make the game what it is. Because if we would have a perfect crafting, perfect physics, but the world itself would be hollow, then it would like it's not. So in a game you need the really solid foundation, and the foundation consists of many things.
Yeah. So, one final question for you. Given that we're in a tiny booth, why are we not in a sauna for this conversation with you being finished? I think that would have been better for this than a booth.
We didn't ask to make this a sauna. Usually Gamescom feels like sauna, but nowadays
yes, they've got air conditioning.
Yeah. So it's not the sauna. So we thought the Gamescom is sauna, but it wasn't. So we have to settle with this.
Next year, turn off the air conditioning, and then it will be much better.
I will promise. I will try that.
Wonderful, Adi. Thank you so much, and the game looks fantastic. And
thank you.
Of course, everyone should wishlist.
Wishlist. The Last Caretaker.
Thank you so much.
Hey, fun fact, 71% of the Earth is covered in water. Another fun fact is I'm notoriously bad at doing this whole shill thing. So if you're still here, how about you hit some buttons? Help us? Appreciate your face.